Well, Zachary is actually, he's not being completely honest. He has bought dude wipes.
Dude wipes are awesome.
Such a weirdo.
They're so strong. I feel incredibly safe. Those baby wipes, I feel like I have to use a couple. They're like to make them into like dude wipes are like fucking Kevlar. Dude, you could finger your asshole with a dude wipe.
I hate that you've bought those and brought them into your home.
It's embarrassing. It is a funny. I'll be honest. I don't want anyone to find them in the bathroom, but they're a solid product. I'd be embarrassed if anyone saw dude wipes in the bathroom. Incredible brand. It's amazing. They work phenomenally. I don't want anyone to know I use them.
Stand by for the opening night of the National Television Service.
We going on both? We're back. I was trying to convince Julian to snort Adderall through a $100-year-old dollar bill, and he was too much of a bitch to do it.
Yeah, I feel as though
he wouldn't put his nose where his mouth is.
We already have enough controversial opinions on this show without the visual of me actively doing nose drugs in front of you all right now.
Well, Julian, think about it. You'd have the biggest excuse for anything you say. You're like, sorry, I was on drugs. You can say anything.
Hey guys, sorry, that wasn't
the
me.
Adderall talking.
All those impressions that Zach did, that was just Adderall, by the way.
It was. I snort a couple. I probably shouldn't even joke about this, being honest. I have a job. I don't think snorting Adderall would come up on a drug test, would it? I think.
Well, I suppose you already take Adderall. Has it come up on a drug test before?
I haven't.
Well, you have a prescription for it, right? So even if they do test for it and that particular like amphetamine or whatever it is comes up,
that's a really interesting
your
point.
doctor will say, oh, well, Zach is actually prescribed to have this amount of that in him, which I would think would make you fine. But then again, it's like, if you have to take opioids, you'll still fail a drug. You can't operate a forklift if you're taking opioids for any reason.
Right,
so maybe it was like, yeah.
And also, I wonder if snorting Adderall would do anything for me. It's probably a question I can't ask my psychiatrist. Like, hey, just out of curiosity, what would it feel like if I snorted this? Because, like, taking it doesn't, like, give me anything in the way that it takes.
Hey, so I heard about this. You guys have, like, slow-release Adderall and then, like, fast-release Adderall, right? I thought of a crazy fast-release version that I'm about to pitch to you, okay?
Yeah.
I take a mortar and pestle. No, this is you talking to your psychiatrist
Okay, gotcha.
about smoking or about snorting. No, I'm just thinking about smoking. Yeah, let's crush some up real fine and then kind of, like, pack it into the top of a cigarette.
Okay.
And then you could just smoke that, you know?
You can smoke Adderall?
I have no clue if you can. I've taken Adderall as a pill 2 times, but both times I sat down and just wrote. So I've never used it as like a party drug that people say. It seems to actually make me quite productive.
I think that Adderall has to soak into your glands. But I think that's why you have to, like, you eat it and then your body digests it, or you snort it and then it gets into your nasal glands.
When it soaks into my glands.
I was trying to legitimately think about if you could smoke Adderall.
No, I know. You just
I don't
can't
think it would absorb into your
glands.
throat. Well, that's how you get like STDs, is by stuff going into your mucus, your mucus glands,
yeah,
your mucus membrane.
Mucus membrane, yes, I believe that's the term.
I don't think it's the mucus. I think mucus membrane is something specific. I think
your
it's like
mucus membrane, gland. I believe, is so the STDs. I'm almost positive it's mucus membrane, and that's like, say, like the soft inner skin on your mouth. That's like
anything that's wet,
still
really.
Skin, but it's like, the skin, like, inside your asshole or inside your dick, where it's like it's still count? Skin. Yeah, your asshole counts.
Huh.
You can take shots up the butt, so like alcohol shots. It absorbs into your bloodstream. That's what's important.
Oh, I see. Yeah, no, yeah, I have heard of that. And then like girls soaking tampons in vodka and then shoving it up their.
That I feel like would throw off your pH balance. I wouldn't recommend that.
I feel like you just stick it up. Girls still stick it up their ass. I think.
I would.
If you're getting drunk intravenously, I think it's just the ass, regardless.
But you
of
use
gender.
tampons. You soak it.
You
in
still
the tampons
yes. That's the thing. Yeah,
that
makes sense.
So dry, difficult to do.
What?
Well, but it's wet.
Oh, it would dry out your vagina, kind of like rubbing alcohol.
I guess no. So that's what I thought, right? If you've I think that to put it in your vagina, I think it would fucking sting.
Okay, but like putting it in your butt would also be just like so dry. Like the applicator's made of plastic. I don't want to get into too much detail if you guys don't want to hear it. But.
No, I'm not like.
I
know how a tampon.
I don't think that alcohol
putting that in your butt,
hurts.
you'd have to use like a lubricant or something. It wouldn't just go in there.
The tampon?
Yeah, I believe that you'd have
tampon
to like.
applicator is made of like a plastic.
You'd have
right.
But or like cardboard, depending on what you buy.
Spit. You gotta spit on that tampon.
Zach,
that's so funny, Zach.
Shut the fuck out, you dick. I wonder how you No, yeah, I don't think it would sting. I don't think that vodka inherently stings your body.
I feel like.
I mean, people do coffee enemas.
Right.
No, I feel like alcohol does inherently sting your body. That's the burning sensation.
I think that's your throat. I think that's different. Your mouth, I think, has different senses than your butt.
I think if you put it in your ass or on your dick or in your cunt, you just fucking feel it.
Skin contact?
I think contact with mucus. I don't know. You want to try it?
You
want to put this to the test, Megan? We need 2 ingredients.
For some reason,
actually 3. You said lube. Get the butter.
You need a Super Plus tampon. I got those.
No, for some reason, I believe that it would sting a vagina just because a vagina seems kind of sensitive.
They're so sensitive. There's no way.
Whereas your asshole, I feel, at least my asshole, I think is like calloused to the point where
from all the fucking Jimmy John,
from all the shitting and the wiping. The shitting. This actually translates perfectly into one of my segments.
It just sounds like you're wiping with sandpaper every single time.
Dude, if you shit enough, eventually you are. So I've gotten into baby wipes recently, and you can buy. They have like unscented, and then they have scented baby wipes.
Yeah,
I think that scented baby wipes are fucking creepy. Because like, first off, you should not be smelling your baby's asshole, and second off, your first thought when you do smell your baby's asshole shouldn't be like, you know what this needs? Wintergreen.
Baby wipes don't smell like mint.
Yeah.
They have scents. I swear to fuck. I think like the baby. I saw like mint. I saw maybe like lavender. There were scents.
I think that's like more for. Have you ever changed a baby's diaper, Zachary?
Why would I have ever? Yes, the baby. Yes, I've changed. No.
Oh, I have because I used to be a nanny, and it doesn't smell good. It's not a fun task.
Right. So I thought about this. I laid in bed last night and I was thinking about this bit because I thought, oh, well, the baby smells like shit, so that's why you want it to smell nice, so that the baby doesn't smell like shit. If you've cleaned your baby's diaper and your baby still smells like shit, that means you did not do a good job cleaning. Like, do a better job cleaning your baby's asshole. You shouldn't need Febreze. That just means you're just covering the shit that you missed.
I agree that, and maybe this is one of those opinions like where we'll all look like medieval peasants. Like what? Like those guys were walking around with unscented assholes everywhere that they went. But yeah, in general, it feels like you're putting
perfume?
too much of society's pressure on your 1-year-old, like right away. That you're just like, and your ass can never smell like anything. It's not an analogy. It's I'm sorry.
You're putting too much societal pressure on you. What is that coming from?
That's actually kind of funny. I get it.
Thank you,
That's
man.
a joke. That's a joke.
It's just
But I would like to say that, like, personally, or scented things, they do like scented vaginal washes. They have scented tampons and scented pads. It's bad for your skin. I would never use a scented baby wipe on a baby unless I had no other options. So, like, I see your point, but also, like, what a weird thought, Zach. What's wrong with your brain?
I mean, okay,
why are you so obsessed with buttholes?
It started off with my butthole. I was like, I don't need my butthole to smell like lavender. Like, what the fuck? It started off with me, and then I was like, well, it is a baby wipe, and then I was like, well, that's even weirder to like make a baby's butthole smell good.
Well, I feel like it's probably for adults too. Like the product is just called baby wipes, but I bet the scented version is for adults.
Well, Zachary is actually, he's not being completely honest. He has bought dude wipes, so
now
they
I
aren't
have.
baby wipes.
The old ones weren't. The old ones were regular baby wipes.
Or
those
wet
come
wipes.
scented too.
Just call them wet wipes.
That's not what they
wipes.
call them. Dude
You're
wipes are awesome.
Such a weirdo.
They're so strong. I feel incredibly safe. Those baby wipes, I feel like I have to use a couple. They're like to make them into like dude wipes are like fucking Kevlar.
It's
Yeah, you could finger your asshole with a dude wipe.
I hate that you've bought those and brought them into your home.
It's embarrassing. It is a funny. I'll be honest. I don't want anyone to find them in the bathroom, but they're a solid product. I'd be embarrassed if anyone saw dude wipes in the bathroom. Incredible brand. It's amazing. They work phenomenally. I don't want anyone to know I use them.
I'm trying to think about this like Kevlar. I'm trying to think of like other scenarios where you might be, or where you want to like protect yourself from like penetration.
Dude, I think Trump had a couple over his ears.
Where you forgot.
I think that's what protected him.
You forget like a condom and you're like, hang on, babe. There's only one thing that can withstand all the thrusting and leave us freshly scented afterwards.
Hey, honey, have you ever wanted to not get pregnant and smell like lavender in 5 minutes?
Hey, honey, you know how you've been complaining about my gooch a lot? Well, I've actually got a solution for that.
Ladies, don't put baby wipes in your vagina. Bad idea. Well, don't use it as a condom. We're not actually promoting that.
In case that wasn't, Megan, that's a very good point. In case that wasn't clear, I'm not actually saying that you should use one of these military grade anal cleansers as a condom.
Oh, they work great for other things too, like, you know.
Just cleaning your hands and stuff.
I appreciate that you bought those, honestly, because he would use these like alcohol wipes that are used for.
I did go from Clorox to like
they weren't even Clorox,
to dude wipes.
They're like
Lysol.
I don't know whatever
I'm looking
brand. Well, you would use them on your arms and.
Oh yeah. No.
Hey, Zach, you know that shit you. Yeah, you use
she
the
said
you fucking idiot.
But
yeah,
now I see that was a bit of an analogy of her own.
All right, well, I hope I don't forget to take that out.
Megan,
how about you just accept the Lysol answer?
Because it wasn't. They're not Lysol.
It's right there. I'm looking at it.
I'm
looking at it.
That's not what you were using.
This actually
I used that last time we filmed.
No, I was gonna say the last time we filmed, Zach was like, "Hey, do you want like a wipe for your hands?" And I was like, "Sure." And then he handed me a Lysol wipe, and I was like, "Well, I guess I'd be like a liberal sissy to turn you down."
Dude, imagine if I handed you a dude wipe, though. That's so much weirder. Like, hey, you want to use the thing I used to wipe my ass on your hands?
You didn't finger yourself with this beforehand.
No, yeah, I actually...
Why is there such a prominent 2-inch indent in this dude wipe?
I'm a big recycler. I throw them in the laundry, and I soak them in my own solution. Then I repackage them and hand them to my friends.
Your
to clean
own
their
dude
hands.
Solution.
My own dude solution. Solution for the pooshin.
You know, if this show wasn't already for men, it really is now.
Hey, dude wipes can be used for women too.
Well, I mean they
Yeah, dude is a gender neutral term, right?
That's an interesting argument.
It's funny because I think a lot of people
I don't think it's not.
I think they would say maybe from like a corporate perspective to not use words like dude, but also how I know people like saying something like hey guys is something that maybe, you know, you might say don't say hey guys, say like hey team or hey folks or something like that. But I find that hey guys, I've never, no one's ever been like, oh, you mean me? It's no, I don't. I just,
in my job, there's usually like one woman in the room, so it'll be like, hey guys. Yeah. he just
hey guys. Ma'am.
Like you're a sheriff in the West.
Ma'am. So I thought of something, and now that I've actually written it down, I swear to God, like I almost thought you've thought of this before, but I'm gonna say it anyway. So
hold on, can I guess which one?
Yeah, it's lazy.
Oh, what the fuck?
Now guess.
Ruin it for me.
So no, but it's so vague. I don't think so. I was at work and I sell glasses, and you can get corrections for if you have a lazy eye. And I thought, like, as for your like, you know, like master bedroom things that you've been saying, like words that we shouldn't use anymore. Lazy eye seems weird, because imagine if you had any other malfunctioning body part and you just referred to it as lazy. it's kind of fucked up, right? You couldn't be
Lazy
got the old lazy arm from the war there. Like you can't do that shit. So
Don't people use the word lame in that context?
I feel like that's probably not politically correct anymore to use the word
Really?
lame.
Well, if you have a lame leg.
I
think lame sounds
I don't think
temporary.
you're not allowed to say
like
it
lame
about
is like
yourself.
it got hurt.
No, I think in the context, lame would be a little more like Megan originally said it, where it's like this is a permanent disability.
My horse went lame. I had to shoot it.
Yeah.
Well, that's.
I'm sandy cheeks.
But if a human had a lame leg, you couldn't heal. I think you could heal it back.
Oh.
But I think you just don't heal a horse's legs.
I think it's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, I don't think you would just want it said of you, I guess. Like, yeah, if you're referring to your own leg or arm, then I'd say that's fine. But no, I feel like it's probably lame, like how, like, dumb used to mean that you couldn't speak, right? Or is it dumb? I think it's dumb that used to mean like you couldn't talk, like you had your tongue cut out or something. And I think I think it's something more like that, the word lame, where you wouldn't really use it anymore. You just use the proper term. Like, I mean, I don't think there's an angry mob forming.
It's the proper term.
I thought Zach was like completely wrong, but he might not be completely wrong. So the first definition as an adjective, especially of an animal, unable to walk without difficulty as the result of an injury or illness affecting the leg or foot. So like his horse went lame. So an injury could be healed potentially. So I'll give it to you, Zach. Although in my head, that definition is a little stronger towards like you could never come back from it.
I wouldn't quite get, I would think of more like you get injured in like your military service and then you have kind of like a lame leg for the rest of your life is how I would think of it, more than like my leg's broken. You just say broken if your leg was broken. I mean, maybe you could say lame, but I feel like lame is more like, oh, this leg just kind of doesn't work.
My leg don't work no good.
For me, I also agree with you, Julian. It definitely has more of a permanent definition in my mind, but he's technically not wrong. So I just wanted to get that to him. I got in
trouble one time in Miss Austin's science class because we somehow the definition of the word ghetto came up in dispute. And I shouted from the back of the classroom, the ghettos were like the Jews lived. And everyone was like, what the fuck? Like they all turned at me like I was Kanye West. And Miss Austin was like, no, he's technically right, you guys. And I was like, fuck yeah, I am.
No one in that interaction came out a winner, man. That wasn't
I was right. Why are you booing me? I'm right. And then I was like, listen, you guys, I'm not saying that Jews live in the ghetto. I'm saying that the Nazis made the Jews live in the ghetto. That's what made it the ghetto.
In the ghetto.
The fuck? Oh, no.
In the ghetto.
I don't know that song.
You don't know that song?
No.
No, I'm just laughing because it's like, so I'm thinking about like the term when it comes up and how we're like, I'm thinking about you in Miss Austin's class, and so I was like, man, that's really ghetto. And you're like, actually, do you guys know that's not actually,
You might have been there.
I probably was, did you have Miss Austin in 7th grade?
I don't remember, dude.
But I was almost definitely there. Because I had her in 7th grade as well, but we weren't there together. But yeah, unless I was absent from school that day.
No, it definitely wasn't. I don't remember the context. I just remember feeling very self-righteous when everyone looked at me like I was a demon, and then the teacher defended me. I was very proud on that day.
What a nice
people teacher. Are just like, why is he talking about? The original conversation was about conversion of mass into momentum, and now he's talking about Jews.
I was like, the Jews. Sorry, that was a Jordan Peterson quote. Okay, lazy. Yeah. I think it's funny. I don't think there's enough lazy eye people to like argue it. But I could see your point.
Well, I'm
you have
not
like instead of saying the R word, we say they have lazy brain.
So I appreciate that you said the R word instead of the actual word. I think overall the morals of your joke still kind of got grayed out, by the whole premise. But I do appreciate that you limited your vocabulary. That's very sensitive.
This is to your joke. Like you're saying, I think it's weird to call it lazy. Yeah, that seems weird. That'd be like calling a person late. Sorry, he's just got lazy brain. It sounds silly. Like you can't do that. Lazy brain.
You can't do that.
Lazy brain.
Well, all the ADHD influencers, they always say, you're not lazy, you just have ADHD.
That's not, dude, I get so like bent out of shape. Anytime anyone talks about something that they don't know what the fuck they're talking about, not even just that specifically, things in general, but really like, oh my God, people talk about what works for them as if it works for everything, and it drives me up a fucking wall. And I think it's fucking so obnoxious anytime someone uses like mental disability, or no, that's not right, a mental disorder as like an excuse for something. Like, you're not lazy, you just have ADHD. It's just like, just shut the fuck up, and like, if you need to get help, but like, don't like go around like you don't know everything.
So
you know what I mean?
Agree.
You don't know that person. You're not a doctor. You didn't go to school. Shut the fuck up.
I think that viewpoint, when you say
drives me insane.
When you say pretend something that works for them works for everybody, that's the part where
maybe they are lazy. You don't fucking know.
That's the part where I really agree with. I feel as though having an open mentality to, oh, well, maybe you could explain this negative tendency of yours away to something a little more treatable like ADHD, or perhaps we recommend you treat your laziness like other people work on other habits for their ADHD and you'll see it feel better. Like, it's not about, I like the sentiment that it's not about sheer willpower, that there's a strategy that you could form to get better about your laziness.
Yeah, and lazy is such a negative word. I was just gonna say, like, maybe we should call them ADHD eyes, but that was my joke. You went on a tangent. But lazy is a negative term, so I think that's usually what those influencers are trying to say is
your
like,
eye's
don't
not
call
lazy. It has ADHD, bro. You need to inject Adderall into your fucking eye.
I'm glad you found it funny. That's good.
Hey, you know what? Get the Adderall and give me the pestle. I'm gonna fucking drop some shit in my eyes. My eyes are gonna be yoinked out.
No, but you saying like, "Oh my God, I'm so lazy." That's hurtful, right? For your like mental health.
No, it's not.
It can be.
I fully agree with that.
If it's a habit, sure.
If somebody, okay, let's say like my mom, my whole life just called me lazy all the time, right? And so then I have that in my head.
But
I'm lazy.
Are you being lazy?
No, I don't
My
like
God.
these
I
absolute.
am objectively fat.
There's no
I am
objectively determining
fat.
it. There's no objectively determining.
I am overweight.
No, not fat. You're comparing apples and oranges here. There is.
No,
you can't be so objective about these things. To describe someone as being lazy is incredibly demoralizing. It's like you need to focus on. It's just like the process of losing weight. If you keep saying I'm a fat ass, I'm a fat ass,
exactly.
I'm a fat ass,
Overweight
I
is
shouldn't
different
eat
than
these
fat
snacks.
ass, yep.
Oh, I hate myself. Oh, I'm having another snack. Oh, I hate myself. That is not as palpable as I feel better when I go outside for a walk, so I'm going to keep that behavior up. So reinforcing that negative behavior with things like, are you being lazy? There's no objectivity to it. I actually think it's more wrong to try and classify it as objective.
Wrong. Okay, if you're talking about someone else, then sure, you're just being a dick. But when you're being honest with yourself, you should be able to recognize that you're being lazy.
Very different when we're talking internally.
And if it helps you to say, oh, it makes me feel good to go work out and eat less, then sure, do whatever the fuck you want. But it annoys me when people like, okay, so like sometimes I'll critique myself at work and like people will come in and try to be like, oh no, you're doing good, blah, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, dude, I know I'm fine. This is just me, like, I'm just taught, like... So like if I were to be like, oh, dude, I'm fucking like, oh God, I'm being fat right now. I'm not looking for someone to like, I'm objectively going, holy shit, I just ate eight egg rolls. Okay. That is exhibiting fat behavior. I am overweight. I just stuffed myself.
Question. Don't you hate it when someone who is so for example, I've had this happen to me. I don't know how you feel about it. When someone who's thinner than you says something like, dude, I ate pizza for lunch. Man, I'm such a fat ass. And it's like they're just normal size. They're just thin. And you're like, shut the fuck up. That's my word. I get it.
I think it's funny when they do it. I was like, yeah, shut up, you bitch.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, I'll always.
But that's different. I'm not
always
saying,
make a noise like, but like to me.
I'm not saying, no, dude, don't say that. You're skinny. You're fine. You're not fat. I'm saying, dude, what the fuck? Don't say that around me. What the fuck's wrong with you? I'm saying it's different. I'm not saying, oh, you shouldn't say that about yourself. I'm saying, bro, what are we talking about?
Your point about making it about yourself changes my response significantly. Although to me, a thing, and I feel like you'll do this with other things sometimes, is being objective in this kind of that's the way the world works situation.
About what?
Like, oh, you're being lazy. Are you being lazy? Because sometimes you're just lazy and that's the way the world works.
Are you not accomplishing the things you need to accomplish?
Are you not accomplishing? Because if you're not, then you're being lazy and that's the way the world works. So are you not going to work?
Because you just want to sloth around?
But I would say that there's no wanting. Oh, I don't. Tentatively, I think that there are better solutions than just like referring to. It's like, for example, when you're talking about yourself, I will often be harsher on myself than I will about anyone else. And I've been like, oh, I've been really lazy today. I just sat on my ass and played Bloons Tower Defense the whole day. Okay. Like, I definitely get that for myself. But if you classify it as this kind of like, I feel like to say like sometimes you're just being lazy and that's the way the world works can be inaccurate. Like sometimes you wake up in like a horrible mood, or sometimes, and I'm not saying like, like if you are so privileged to be able to take a day off and then not worry about it financially, then yeah, don't bitch about it too much, but if you, I don't think it's so objective as, oh, you were just being lazy or, oh, you were just being fat. Like, even though I empathize with using those terms to relate to myself, I don't even think that's the most accurate way to address yourself. Like, I think,
can be. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. Are you being lazy, or like, it's like if you have a cold, right? You're going, oh man, I feel like shit. I think I have a cold. And then the cold gets worse and worse. You go, oh man, I think I don't just have a cold. I need to like see a doctor. I need medicine for this. If you're slothy and you can't get out of bed every single day, like day after day, you probably have depression or something. You should get that looked like. That's different than being like, oh man, I've had the past 2 days off. I just really don't want to go back to work. I'm being lazy right now.
Completely agree.
Like, you can be wrong. Like, these words have places and times.
You can definitely be wrong. But to me, I guess it's not accurate to just classify it as lazy. It's
classify what is lazy?
No.
Me being lazy?
Let me finish.
You said classify it. You have to say what it is.
It's almost like I was going to, but you can't classify that behavior.
What behavior?
Okay, Ben Shapiro.
I'm trying to understand you, bro.
If you have a day where you didn't perform up to the standards you set for yourself, and you just dismiss that as a bad day, I don't think that's as good as looking in to see what made it a bad day. So to the very initial point of I don't like people, or that I'm not trying to put too many words in your mouth. The point was about people attributing laziness to ADHD always.
It was people blindly telling the internet, you're not lazy, you have ADHD. It's like, how the fuck do you know? Who are you talking to right now?
People with ADHD.
You don't know.
They're following this person who has ADHD.
Was it a TikTok or something? I don't even remember who said it initially.
It's a YouTube. I'm saying
short?
ADHD people.
Oh, YouTube short?
Who are influencers.
Was it a YouTube short?
It was a YouTube short.
Then it gets sent out to anyone. They don't know who the fuck they're talking about.
Zachary, specifically, they're an influencer who is diagnosed with ADHD, and they are talking to other people who have ADHD.
No, they're just screaming to the void. That's how those
about
YouTube
someone
shorts
very
work.
specific. This is very cute gal. She wears a lot of overalls.
Oh, they were addressing a specific person.
They're addressing their followers who also have ADHD. She's saying, don't call yourself lazy.
So they're just talking to whoever happens to watch the YouTube short.
Why are you getting hung up on that?
Because that's a huge difference. My problem isn't if I'm talking to Julian, I'm saying, hey, it sounds like you may be experiencing what I was experiencing, or if I have like a support group of people and we're like, oh man, I feel like this, but I know it's just, ba 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 ba, and then we could all fucking circle jerk each other. But that's not what she's doing. She's just screaming into the void.
For a general audience, and I could say, if you often feel like this,
you could have ADHD. That's not what this lady's saying.
She's not saying you have ADHD.
She's saying you could
because you're lazy. You are not listening. I need you to shush and listen.
Doubt she's saying you definitely have
Motherfucker,
ADHD.
she said shut up and listen. Listen to the woman. No, I'm kidding.
Okay. So this is an influencer. She has ADHD. She does all these little tips and tricks, like you said, things that work for her. And all she's doing is showing her followers, hey, if you have a hard time like cleaning your living room, here's something that I do. I take all these baskets, and each basket is for each room in my house. So I put things in a basket that needs to go into a different room. Then I move the baskets around, and that really helps me. You're not lazy. You just might have ADHD. Not like she's diagnosing you. She's not telling you have it. She's just saying don't tell yourself, don't put that negative connotation on yourself that you're lazy, talking specifically to her followers who also have ADHD.
Moreover,
sounds like an excuse to me.
No, it's not an excuse. It can be a
like
more practical prescription than just saying, like,
I'm not trying to prescribe anyone anything.
You're not.
I'm defending the use of the word lazy. I think that the word lazy is being turned into a sin, and I don't think it should be. I think there's a time and a place for it.
I'm glad you're preserving the America you grew up in, but at the same time,
you lazy communist.
I think it's,
you want to sit around and collect my paycheck, liberal.
I think it's more accurate to address things as not just like, if you say you need to work harder, that is less helpful than here's how you could work harder by placing all these baskets for different rooms. So I think it's good that video exists. It also, I could make a video, like you said, if you feel this way, then it might be this. I doubt this woman was saying in the video, like, stop, go to your doctor, get Adderall, now, or like,
no, definitely.
She's like a pharma fucking rep.
She's one of Levy's ex fucking
dude, Foo Craft, you'll get that. No one else will get that. That's funny. Levy got tricked into a fucking pyramid scheme to sell medical equipment.
We'll talk about that next episode. That's gonna be on the next episode. Sorry, what were you saying, Maggie? Because we're almost done
I was
here.
just agreeing.
Yeah. I think that there are better ways to so fair enough that sometimes a behavior is just bad. Like, I decided I'd like to get drunk all afternoon instead of going to pick my girlfriend up from work like I said I would.
Jesus,
like,
really?
That's lazy. No. It's
that was very. The reason it was.
You guys use analogies in this. You never use analogies to describe anything.
The reason it threw me off.
Is this a similes only household? You stupid fucks.
The reason it threw me off is because I know for a fact you like to drink, and the fact that you pick up your girlfriend, it sounded very it sounded premeditated. Is all. That's all I'm saying. It sounded like this was an experience, not just something you pulled out of your ass.
No, but I think that is lazy, but no, like offering help to people through a specific channel. I think it's like stupid fucking wrong to be like, oh, you're just being bad, get better. Come on, man up. I think that's a stupid fucking way to solve your problem.
I'm saying that sometimes your
you're just dismissing other people who are providing a pathway that might work for some people. It doesn't work for you, so don't listen to them. But other than that, you're saying that their attitude seems to be projecting something that you think is less than helpful. Because I think it's a net good across the board. It's a net good that it exists.
I don't think that it's less than helpful.
Do you think it's good for some people that it exists, just not you?
I do. What Megan described with the baskets, I basically do that.
Yeah,
so I'm not saying that stuff isn't helpful.
You do that, man. This guy's the king of you want basket organization? Like
I do piles. I don't use a basket specifically.
You just do piles and then you'll put everything away.
So
this
like
man is organized as fuck.
If this room is fucked up, I'll make a bedroom pile and then I'll make a trash pile and then I'll make you know what I mean? So I do
something that works for you. She is just advocating things that like work for her while also saying like, don't put yourself down.
Maybe it goes to maybe it's triggering that nerve in me of like when someone makes a mental disorder their personality.
True.
You know what I mean?
Also
maybe
don't
it's
like
hitting that nerve.
I also don't like that. And
so
I
if she was just making videos that were like, oh, do you have a hard time cleaning your living room? Blah, 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 blah. It's the maybe tacking on it. I don't even necessarily think she's making it about her personality. I feel like the people who will consume that are people who are undiagnosed, like, folks that like to make things they don't have their personality.
I completely agree.
I think maybe that is triggering that nerve.
I think that is probably.
I don't like the people I've made up in my head that watch her videos. That's what this is. I've created an entire audience of people that might not exist that consume this content regularly. I'm like, I fucking hate those people. And now I'm taking it out on that woman.
Self-diagnose and then make it their entire personality. That drives me crazy.
Well,
I don't like that.
The statement "make it their entire personality." I think that's a bit of a tricky one.
They constantly bring it up. It's like,
no.
If you have ADHD or depression, if you have a hard time, just say you don't have to like. I mean, I've barked up this tree so many times, but like rather than addressing the issue, you just go ADHD, you're depressed. Like that's that's your tagline.
OCD.
It's
no,
like Mark Norman's comedy when it says depression. You know, just like anytime you run into like you recognize it in your life, recognize it and then adapt. You don't have to be like, oh, look at that. Doctor was right, you know?
Like, I think about, I don't know. I guess I would say that when we talk about that in my head, I guess I think there are just as many people who make excuses about everything else. And just, I would say that it's more about people making excuses who are the annoying people. But I see what you're talking, like, yeah, there are people like that. I just have this, like, I don't know, sometimes the quote, making it your whole personality gets attributed to people who I don't quite think are deserving of making it their whole personality.
Okay, you're right. It's an over-exaggeration. They bring it up a lot.
Yeah, but like, yeah, there are people who bring it up a lot. I think there are people who bring up like, yeah.
I concede that was an exaggeration and that I'm mad at people that I don't know exist. But I got theories. And you ain't got none. If you go to battle, bring a shotgun.
That was a very heated discussion, but you guys, that was great. I like that.
I think that's why they're sending you the Trump newsletters, because that's like,
dude, I've been getting too much Trump mail.
Wants you to do is make up an audience that doesn't exist.
They're coming across the border.
They're coming to get you, and it's like, who? Oh my God, take my money.
They're gonna take your HVAC job in Seattle. Run.
Fuck.
Flee to Canada. Honestly, if they truly believed that,
what was the text you sent me? Like
I was thinking about bringing it up.
$280 million. That's how much is in Kamala's war chest.
Hold on, I was thinking about. I'll flash it on the screen because this shit is. I sent Julian some obscene text messages from the Donald Trump committee. It's fucking wild. Hold on,
it's like nuts. He's really making it his whole personality. Some of these.
Right, so this one, it says from Trump, $231 million. That's the size of Kamala's war chest. And then in all caps it says, it's all dirty liberal cash. And like that's the end of the text. No, and look at this one, dude. This one said,
it says girls from at the Trump strip club talk to you like that. Like, give me your dirty liberal cash.
And the next one is from Trump. All caps, Hillary crawls out of her cave to spit in our face.
Whoa.
He sent this to people's grandparents. Hillary crawls out of her cave to spit spit in your face. Dude, it's wild.
That was good.
It's wild.
I know. Like, what? Yeah, it's like, could you think of a meaner thing to say about
like she's Gollum in Lord of the Rings.
just talk about, like, even like the worst stupid butt fuck Zachary Whitson rambles on another one of his little shows.
Chuck Schumer crawls out of his fucking cave. I don't even know who that is.
Fuck Schumer.
Fuck Schumer crawls out of his cave to donate his liberal cash to Kamala's war chest.
Fuck Schumer came across the idea list. Like,
don't stop, we go straight to the top. Don't stop, we go straight to the top. I am that dude. I am that dude. I am that dude. I am that dude. I am that. Don't stop, we go straight to the top. Don't stop, we go straight to the top. And we all going together.